The school year ends June 12th. Some of you checked out in March. That's okay, I get it. Coronavirus, am I right? But I still have you for a few more days, a few more weeks, and there's still some things left to talk about. First, before I get into what I really want to talk about, the first lesson, if you will, wear your dang masks. Coronavirus is not over. Even though the state has gone into phase 1 reopening, and you see all sorts of people saying, let's get back to normal, it is not. Anybody could still get sick if they're not careful. This virus is still a thing. The least you can do to help your community is wear your mask when you go outside. Avoid large gatherings. Don't let your guard down. You're all way too smart to just get tricked into thinking everything's okay. It's not. That's scary. But you can do your part by washing your hands, wearing your mask, and being aware of what's going on. Speaking of being aware of what's going on, the hard lesson is the one we're seeing come out of Minneapolis right now and spreading to other cities around the country. Another case of the police killing somebody, a white police officer killing a black man, the resulting riots and kind of chaos that comes from that. This must make everybody in your generation sick to your stomach, that this seems to happen on a cycle. You know, the weather gets warm and this happens again. It makes me sick to my stomach to see this. Very few, if any, situations in life call for law enforcement to step on somebody's neck until they have died. That's not how we're supposed to do it in this country for anybody. And the fact that it keeps happening to black men and women and to Latino men and women and to LGBTQ men and women, to people who frankly don't look like me, is sickening. My freshman English teacher was the best teacher I ever had. It's the person I try to emulate, or have tried to emulate. She had a question she used to ask us. She used to say, literature is a reflection of the human condition. So how does literature increase our empathy for humanity? It's a big question. What does that mean? It means that when we read books or watch movies or listen to songs or play video games, we're seeing some sort of mirror on the world, and it's teaching us things about the world we live in. It's teaching us empathy, or the ability to care about what other people are going through. So how does literature, how do the things we read this year, or that you might have read in high school, make us feel empathy for humanity? Well, why, when murders like this happen in the news, do people riot? Think about Of Mice and Men, Crooks. We have this kind of cruel, unhappy character, and we're very explicitly told that he was made that way by years and years of systemic racism, of abuse, of people hating him just for the color of his skin. Can you imagine how that might spread in a person's heart? In Crooks's case, it spreads and it makes him this character that we don't want to be around. This kind of it's not a monster. He's just a sad, tragic character. So extrapolate that to a community that has been over-policed or abused, that has seen friends and neighbors die, that has seen just lack of attention for economic developers, people who don't want to spend money in their community, and then add something like a killing like this to the pile. Maybe you can now see, you can empathize and understand why situations like this explode into violence. I'm not advocating for violence, I don't believe in it, but I understand why it might happen. And if I understand the world, I can do more to change it. I think about To Kill a Mockingbird, which some of you read, in which a white woman accuses a black man of a crime that he did not commit to get herself out of trouble. Not last week did we see a video come out of New York where a white woman refused to leash her dog in an area of Central Park where you have to leash your dog, and threatened to, and actually called the police on the black man who told her to leash the dog and said that he was attacking her, that he was threatening her life. And we have video that says that did not happen. She was lying, very unequivocally. There was no threat whatsoever. But she felt empowered to make that phone call and put his life on the line. I'm not saying the cops were going to come in guns blazing. This isn't about that. But it's about the fact that we still, in 2020, live in a society where Mayella Ewells of the world get to make these decisions, get to make these phone calls. And they're only just maybe being held accountable. We read the things we do to make you aware of this. If you live this life, I apologize deeply and I wish I could make it better for you. But if you've never felt threatened in this way, and the only time you've been exposed to this behavior is in my class, reading To Kill a Mockingbird or Mice and Men, that's the point. Literature, the stuff you do in English class, helps us empathize with other people who have different struggles. Minneapolis might seem like a far way from Richmond right now, but I love Minneapolis. It's a great city, and it's very similar in how it feels in Minneapolis to it does in Richmond. The city has the same kind of feeling. The suburbs are really similar. They ring the city just like they do here. I think of Minneapolis and I think of music. Like my favorite bands kind of seem to all come from there. The Hold Steady are from Minneapolis. Prince, obviously, The Revolution, The Time, The Replacements, and Husker Du, like all these punk bands I love come from Minneapolis. It's a city that I've been to, I love, I enjoy. It breaks my heart to see it being ripped apart like this. Minneapolis is not that far from Richmond. It's not. I want to show you a picture. This is the pale blue dot photograph. It was taken in the 80s by a Voyager space probe on its way out of the solar system, looking back at all the planets, and it got this picture of Earth from really far away. You see it, it's the pale blue dot kind of sitting in that beam of light. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero, coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. Maybe it's time to consider that this is all we've got. That we're here together, and it's entirely up to us to make things better. The world is going to look very, very different on the other side of coronavirus. Once we're back at it, we're going to have to figure out how to put our country back together again, how to put our world back together again. We're going to grieve for the loss of life, and we're going to have a chance to right some wrongs. These things are all related. Your generation, can fix this. You have voices. You have power. If we're going to be digital for the next 18 months, you guys are running the world. We have politicians trying to get on TikTok to talk to you. Use your power to the best of your ability. You can help save us if you lead us with empathy, with kindness, if you put away the racist and discriminatory bull that previous generations have passed on to you, if you go out into the world excited and curious to meet new people, if you go out and you say, I'm here and I'm a force for good in this world and I will protect others, it's way past time for us to put away childish things, to put away hate, to put away fear. There's so much cool stuff in this world, and there's so much we can experience together if we choose to do it. So my challenge to you this summer, as you go forward in life, just choose to be better. You don't have to wait till you're 18. You don't have to wait till you graduate. You can start now. And when you choose to be better, people my age, people older than me, you can make us listen. And we can maybe fix some of these problems. I love you all. There's a lot going on right now, but I am here if you need me. We are going to be back in school at some point. We are all still Cavs. We will see each other again. Stay safe, stay positive, be kind. Be kind, stay positive.